So the League of Legends content creator sphere might have just imploded, all because of one NA jungler bragging on Twitter. I purposely waited a bit to make this video to get the offender's reaction, so included in this video I've got the situation, his reaction from the community, and response from Riot. Let's get into it. This all began on the 17th of August when 2000 LP rank 1 player and Nunu one trick on the NA server, Pentaless, bragged about a 40-0 run to Platinum, saying he doesn't understand how, quote, people can have hundreds of games on a jungler in low elo and still consistently fail the 330 full clear. At the time of writing, this post has been seen almost 2 million times, and most people in the community have commented on it, even Riot themselves. But before we continue, there is preface to Pentaless's tweet. On the 12th of August, a post on the subreddit was made about Pentaless specifically smurfing, bragging he was 21-0 and flaming anyone in his chat who called him out on it. There was also Twitter discussion, kinda stemming from Riot's response to smurfing / boosting earlier in the month. Outside of boosting or hitchhiking, high elo players started bringing up valid points about why they smurf, like long queue times, target bans, or their educational content creation. Pentaless was one of them. Enter Drew Levin. If you're not aware, Drew is part of product and strategy at Riot and has been working overtime listening and responding to the community on Twitter, which has been met by overwhelmingly positive reception as players are actually seeing their requests answered and resolved. Players have seen Drew's comms as refreshing, striking a nice balance between knowledgeable, respectable, professional, humorous, and transparent, which he's been outputting a lot. Some things he's dealt with span from players self-reporting, like this guy who after being awarded Honor 5 spoke to Drew and said he hadn't in fact been an honourable summoner, to which Drew thanked him for his honesty and hit him with a 2-week chat restriction, to other things like getting involved in the topic of this video, which brings me back to Pentaless's 40-0 tweet. Pentaless's tweet got 3.9k likes, but Drew's response got 6.4k, where he said, I don't understand how people can look at our dev update about smurfing and think it's a good idea to buy accounts and post about 40-0ing sub-plat games as a 1k plus LP challenger. Do you think we won't enforce our rules and TOS? To which Pentaless rebutted, saying that the account is hand-leveled with proof. Drew and he went back and forth about the true nature of the account then. Shortly after all this, all of Pentaless's accounts were banned. In response, as a TLDR, this all says he was falsely accused, to which he proved his innocence, and in proving his innocence was banned for 30 days. Further attempting to prove his innocence, he said, I've most likely been banned due to a bug with older accounts since I initially made it 7 years ago. Although my account was playing with Emerald/Diamond players in normals a month ago, due to an issue with older accounts getting bad MMR, it initially got placed in Iron 4. A similar thing happened to Core JJ in the past, being placed in Iron 1 after going 10-0 in placements, which is why his name in NA is from Iron. I'd also like to mention that I've created the account around the same time that he did, which could explain the similarities in MMR. In his closing statement, he said having all of his accounts banned is abuse of power, and his main, which has not committed a single offense, was also unjustly banned. Quote, Riot has not historically issued global bans except against players who are extremely toxic and run it down, in which I am neither. I'm very disheartened to see my main get banned in the crossfire of my hand level account. I was really looking forward to maybe achieve rank 1 for the end of this split, but it looks like I won't even have the opportunity. Of course, there were a lot of opinions floating around, including RatIRL's, who in this clip speaks on educational content in the wake of all this, which was the true nature of Pentaless's 40-0 account in the first place, a Iron to Challenger run.
I still will never believe that you as a Challenger player can do educational content against goals, but I've talked about that before. You can be like, oh, I'm gonna do this here, and then this all in, but then the silver player will never be able to replicate that because he is, in fact, silver. If you wanna do educational content, just go into Master. Master is like the perfect elo to do that in. There's nothing stopping you from doing educational content in Master. Like nothing, unless you're a Master Tier player. But if you're a Master Tier player, you probably shouldn't do educational content in silver to begin with, should you? Then you have to try. True! Then you actually have to play the game to some extent. Very true. At least be honest and be like, yo guys, today I want to do unranked to Chal because I want to have a good win rate account and it's fun to stomp low elos. Well, that's a good lesson, but that's one of those, you can teach people about the game by playing the game. But if you're a Challenger player and you're saying, guys, I'm doing educational content, stomping this silver guy, you want to set the wave up like this, I'm going to go in, do this combo on this silver guy, and that's how you kill him level 1. Do you think a silver player is ever going to walk at him and do what you just did? No. It takes one brain cell for you as a Challenger player to kill a silver player. That's how bad silver players are. Like even Emerald, you can walk at an Emerald player and kill him. It takes nothing. You can easily go teach the same content in Master as you can in Platinum. The only difference is that if you try to do educational content in Master, you'll probably lose half the games. But does that even fucking matter? Shouldn't you teach people to play from behind? If that, like, oh, I'm 0-2, this is how you play from behind. Oh, my team's inting, this is what you do when they're inting. Then you go into Silver game and you're like, okay, I'm 20-0 here, so I'm gonna create the slow push into ending the game top here at 15 minutes. Oh.
But what's with the other around? If a plat player shouldn't learn from a high elo streamer, how can he actually improve?
But that has nothing to do with what I said. You can learn from a high elo player if they play in human elo.
Others were mostly in support of Riot because who brags about beating plats when you're 2k LP on your one trick? But later that day, Pentaless finally went live and responded on stream. The stream lasted almost an hour, which I watched so you don't have to. Here were the most relevant clips. And I have to say, although I understand Riot's perspective, there were multiple points of proof and hypocrisy Pentaless addresses in this, which honestly just make me think if Riot is going to ban one person for these things, then they just have to ban them all. The inconsistencies in their punishments is just confusing, especially when there's black and white TOS. Anyway, to Pentaless's response. Firstly, he says he did in fact hand level this account himself for an unranked challenger series. Key detail.
On August 10th, around 9 days ago, I started this account, which was an account that I hand leveled myself in order to do an unranked challenger series, right? It was going fine, I was winning every game, nothing out of the ordinary.
Then, after running through a bit of the lore to catch people up on, he begins explaining why the offending account is actually his with more proof.
Let's talk about this thread in general, right? Drew11 said that this account was quote-unquote bot, even though he could not identify the account details, including name and registered email. And he said afterwards, the account doesn't show up on OPGG and he left his work computer in the office. Now, when RatIRL says the account is bot on Twitter, I feel like there's a level of expectation for him to actually check first whether the account is bot, right? This account is not bot. I hand leveled this account. I'll show it later. But it is just completely insane to me that someone can go on Twitter as a writer, get hundreds of thousands of views on a tweet, thousands of likes, accuse me of something that I haven't done. And once he figured out I didn't buy the account, he didn't even apologize. He just doubled down and did something else and accused me of something else which I didn't do, which I'll show later on as well. But for now, I will show why this account isn't bot with a lot of things that indicate this account isn't bot. First one is that this account was leveled with co-op versus AI games. If I pull up this screenshot, I can show you that I bought XP boost and win boost. This is the fastest way by far to level up an account. The strategy is you go into intro co-op versus AI games, you win the game as fast as you can, and for every win you get around 216 XP in win boost and a couple of XP in normal boost, right? So if you have money, which I do, and like level up account as fast as you can, you just buy XP boost and play co-op versus AI. But let's take a look at the account in question, right? And why it's hand leveled. So as you can see here, rank games, blah, blah, blah. And then we go on into co-op versus AI games. People can argue that this is not me, but there's a lot of indications that this is actually me leveling up this account, right? As you can see, the AI co-op versus AI games started August 7th, 2025. And when I finished this was on August 9th, 2025. If you look at my stream history, I've been consistently streaming most days, but there's a break between August 7th and August 9th because I was quite literally hand leveling this account. My last stream title before that was I was turbo locked in. I don't know what I was doing, but I think I was climbing league ladder. And next I said 0-0 on rank start, which was a new account that I just leveled up. In addition, right, not only is this, I think it shows a lot, I leveled this account because I also had a break in between and played RatIRL games with friends. As you can see, 1:14 a.m. I played a bot game. 1:45 a.m. I got into a 5-stack in order to play some RatIRL games with my friends. This still counts for LP. I played 4 of them, and I went back to playing co-op versus AI games, right? Going back to this post, this is the exact same thing. I mentioned again, sorry, but XP boost by, win boost by, played with friends, leveled up on myself. And another thing, final thing, any riders who watch this, you can check the IPs and the machine. I don't know how to do this. I can't do this myself. But Riot knows that these bot games and every game that I play on this account was played by me because I use the same machines, I use the same IP addresses, all of that. Vanguard can't tell. And finally, the last thing is my username. For those of you who do not know, my username on this account is Ericy with 5 eyes, which is how I logged into this account. And my username on my main account is Ericy with 4 eyes, right? Which clearly shows I made these accounts at close to the same time because they're quite obviously also of each other.
He then runs through Riot's reasons for his bans, followed by Drew's own reasons, and looks to disprove them.
Now, what was the reason that I exactly got banned? Well, when I asked Riot, they gave me this reason, MMR elo boosting. So just to read it out, they said that I was logging into another player's account to play a ranked game. The intent is to increase MMR. The ranked game cannot be created by original creator, may be considered boosting and resulting for punishment. Rank manipulation, group jumping flex queue, and intentionally losing rank MMR using one of these deranked accounts to artificially push up. This account, if I can put up, has not played any flex queue games, has not played any dual queue games in ranked, no flex game games, and if you see ranked solo duo, if I scroll down, there are some people I played 2 games with, but that's just because I got them 2 games in a row. But it's painfully obvious I did not dual queue with anybody in order to basically increase their rank. Let's get into Drew's reasons on why I got banned for League of Legends. Now, there's quite a lot of them. I don't think he can figure out a reason himself. But the most reasonable reason I can think of is, is this one, where Drew states that a challenger player getting gapped by silver gold jungler and you think the challenger player play normally. He's referring to this game where I lost against Emerald 3 average lobby in normal games before this account. However, if we take a look at the actual normal games on this account, if I scroll down far enough, you can see that this one game was the only one game that I lost in a session while basically stomping every other game, being in normal or high normal MMR, since I'm playing against Emerald 3 players, Silver 1 players, Gold 3 players, Gold 1 players tier average, right? Drew wants to imply that I got an Iron Fork, I intentionally lost games, or I found some sort of way to intentionally trick the system that I'm an Iron 4 player, so that's why I got placed into Iron 4. Well, this is simply not true. This is actually a problem in Riot Games matchmaking himself, right? I feel like it is completely disingenuous to just include one game where I didn't perform the best in, when the other 3 games right before it, I'm giving a clear indication to Riot Games on my skill level, right? These are absolute carries, and you can see Riot Games knew what my skill level is in normals, and that's why they placed me against Emerald, Platinum, Diamond, Emerald, Gold, Bronze, Platinum, Silver, and all of these things, right? Either way, it's a clear indication that I wasn't trying to trick the MMR system of Riot Games, because I was quite literally playing Emerald average lobby players, right? It doesn't make any sense for me to go on account intentionally win 3 games in a row in order to lower the in order to somehow lower the MMR, and at the end of it I just get one game where I don't win because my teammates aren't the best, and this is the reason I got banned for rank manipulation. I feel like it is absolutely crazy to me to believe that if you take a look at these 4 strings of games in a row, that I was losing intentionally in order to lower my normals MMR. It actually makes no sense, and the fact that Drew 11 actually implies it is the most bad faith argument you can have.
Then he compares his situation to other creators who haven't received any attention for basically the same thing.
Take a look at what other streamers have been getting away with, right? No hate to any of these other streamers, but again, I'm just showing that Riot Games has historically not cared at all, even about more egregious behavior than this, right? The first thing I want to link is fake challenger coach plays on the ranked number 1 account. This is quite literally a video with 500,000 views about a player that wasn't challenger logging on to a current tier 1 pro Griffin's account and playing a ranked game against Tarzan. And somehow Griffin faced no disciplinary action for this. Nothing ever happened to him. After this, he just went on to Korea, played for T1, and now he's currently playing in tier 1 and it's not just this. This is I feel like logging onto the rank 1 player's account and play on it as a non-challenger player is even worse. But here we have another instance, right? This is more recent, 1 month ago. Doublelift. I dueled with my girlfriend in Plat. Here's how it went. Now, he took a Smurf account in order, well, he was doing a mid to challenger challenge in this challenge, but he also dual queued Smurf in order to basically boost his girlfriend up 3 wins. I'm not exactly sure how many games they won and lost, but looking at this video, you can see he wins a game going 16-5-5. He wins a game going 8-2-5, and finally he wins a game going 9-4-13, which is exactly the behaviors that Riot doesn't endorse. But since it's Doublelift, a large content creator who like gets views on YouTube, no enforcement action will be taken. And for people arguing that, well, Doublelift's not a challenger mid laner, he hit challenger like a month after this post. This was quite literally at worst a GM level player smurfing Platinum to like dual queue with his GF. Finally, there have been streamers that have been affiliated with account purchasing sites. In the past, there was a lot of streamers who basically had a link to account purchasing sites where you can buy or sell accounts. I'm not going to name the account purchasing site because then I feel like that's actually a bannable offense by Riot. But here's just a list of some of them on their website I took today. These streamers all made money by basically having a link in their description on Twitch, on whatever, about buying or selling or buying Smurf accounts that were either bought or hand leveled in order for viewers to play on. Every single time that they would basically sell an account, they would make a share of the profits and basically just encourage new accounts. Did any of these streamers face disciplinary actions for doing this? No.
And lastly, Pentaless's conclusion, including his thoughts on the situation and his true feelings towards this all, recognizing he had had his reputation irreversibly damaged by what is potentially hearsay and allegation.
But my opinion on smurfing is that Riot Games should have banned all smurfing from the start. People should have been limited to only 1 account, and if people are only limited to 1 account, I'll be pretty happy because queue times in Challenger will get better. But I'm not the first one to ditch Challenger. I've played in Challenger for basically the whole season. I have some of the most games in Challenger, and I'm getting punished because other people decide to swap to play on lower elo accounts because they don't want to play against me. Or, like, they don't want to play, not me in general, but play in Challenger, which increases the queue time. Anyways, Riot Games, I feel like Riot is pretty hard-pressed to ban all Smurfs. As they said, they still allow hand-leveled accounts, so if the queue times in Challenger are ridiculously long, I'll still play on my hand-leveled accounts in order to basically avoid the queue times and be able to play League of Legends. In conclusion, I don't understand how Drew can get away with this. He is clear sign of a writer that doesn't know much about the rank system, yet he consistently lies over and over again to basically tank and damage my reputation about buying accounts or like tanking my normals MMR for something else, or like saying that the account I went 40-0 and bought it, 40-0 in Challenger was bought it, which wasn't. And the fact that Drew can use his power to then retroactively issue me a punishment that I already got punished for makes just absolutely no sense to me. Like, it is just crazy because I've believed in Riot Games for a long time. But yeah, give me a second. League of Legends is truly like a good game. For how much like everybody hates about it and everything else, like League of Legends is such an enjoyable game to play, right? I've made some of my best friends on League of Legends. I've met some great people who I really enjoy playing with, but it's just crazy to me that the actions of one single rider can singly tank my reputation in the league scene and basically bar me from playing League of Legends ever again. It's crazy. Even if I return after the 30-day ban, like I am almost 100% sure they might just take something I've done before again and just use it as justification to permanent me, just because I piss off one rider on the team who accused me of botting an account and doesn't understand how smurfing works. To me, this just makes no sense. But anyways, if this ban isn't reversed, like, this is probably going to be my last stream of League of Legends. Even though, like, I'm pretty sure I've had over 10,000 hours in this game. It's been one of the Sorry. It's been like a great way to like use my time or like waste my time and meet great people. If I know the moment I come back to League of Legends, even after a 30-day ban, I'll just get banned again for some other reason that Riot will suffer. Like, if Riot does not reverse this ban, then I'm pretty sure I played my last game of League. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and if I don't see you again, goodbye.
Now, I know that section was kind of long, but it was contextually relevant and taken from 45 minutes of talking. Following all this, Pentaless hasn't said anything, and Drew's umbrella response was absolute scenes today, watching a bunch of people crash out because they're starting to understand we're serious about enforcing our rules, and a bunch of other people crash out because they think I have a secret button where I unilaterally ban challenges for giggles. I feel like the situation is mostly resolved, if you want to call it that. I think Pentaless is still banned, and Drew is just responding to others on Twitter, but I want to know what you guys think. Whose side are you on? Should smurfing be literally abolished like Pentaless said, or do you think Drew's in the right? Let me know below, and thank you for watching. Bye!